We are counting down the 6RV engines mechanics warn will fail long before the odometer reaches 50,000 miles. From oil-starved V8 engines in popular family coaches to diesels with hidden defects that can leave you stranded and broke, each engine on this list has a pattern of breakdowns owners cannot afford to ignore. Which notorious power plant claims the top spot for catastrophic failure? Let's begin with number 6. Number 6 on the list is the Chrysler 4.7-liter V8, a motor that has left too many RV owners stranded with catastrophic internal failures. Owner reports show nearly a third of these engines develop thick oil sludge by 50,000 miles, especially in Class C and smaller Class A rigs where heat builds up fast. The real danger lies in dropped valve seats. When the aluminum cylinder heads over heat, the valve seats can separate and fall into the combustion chamber, causing sudden misfires, engine knocking, or total loss of power. Mechanics often trace these breakdowns back to neglected oil changes or a clogged PCV system, both of which let sludge choke off vital oil passages. Rattles on cold start hint at a worn timing chain tensioner, another warning sign. Before buying any RV with this engine, insist on proof of regular synthetic oil changes every 3,000 miles. Check for PCV maintenance and demand to see inside the oil pan for signs of sludge. Skip any deal without spotless service records. Valve seat repairs can run $4,000 to $7,000, and most failures could have been prevented with diligent care. Ford's 5.4-liter Triton 5.8, especially the 3-valve version found in F53 RV chassis, is notorious for 2 mechanical time bombs, cam phaser failure, and spark plug blowouts. Cam phasers, responsible for variable valve timing, often develop a metallic rattle as early as 40,000 miles, especially after long uphill grades or heavy towing. Ford's own technical service bulletin number 07145 acknowledges the issue, with about half of these engines showing phaser trouble by 60,000 miles. The other major risk is the infamous 2-piece spark plug design. Under load, plugs can eject straight out of the cylinder head, sometimes taking the threads with them. Mechanics recommend listening for phaser rattle at idle, checking for diagnostic codes, and inspecting for any sign of plug leaks or carbon tracks. Oil pressure should be tested, as low readings accelerate timing chain wear. Repairs for these failures typically range from $2,500 to $5,000, but catching problems early can prevent a full engine teardown. Workhorse's 8.1L Vortec V8 earned its place on this list for a reason few RV buyers expect: progressive oil consumption that quietly signals deeper trouble. By 30,000 miles, owner logs often show these engines burning a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, a warning that piston rings and cylinder walls are wearing out faster than they should. Mechanics see heavy Class A coaches put extra strain on the big block Vortec, accelerating ring and bore wear and leading to valvetrain noise as early as 35,000 miles. Workhorse's own PI 0506A bulletin acknowledges the pattern, with 20 to 30% of these engines needing partial rebuilds well before the 50,000 mile mark. Compression tests can reveal low readings in suspect cylinders, while oil analysis may show elevated metal content. Rebuild costs typically range from $6,000 to $10,000, making early detection and thorough oil consumption records essential for anyone considering a used RV with this engine. Older Cummins ISB 5.9-liter engines, especially those with pre-2004 RV calibrations, have a hidden flaw that can turn a low-mileage diesel into a major repair bill. The factory lift pumps on these engines often cannot keep up with the constant fuel demand of heavy motorhome duty, causing a dangerous drop in fuel pressure. When pressure falls, injectors start to cavitate, and tiny air bubbles erode the metal tips from the inside out. Owners report sudden loss of power or hard starting at just 38,000 miles, only to find that a failed lift pump has already damaged the entire injector set. Replacing all 6 injectors and a lift pump can cost between $3,000 and $6,000. Mechanics recommend a simple fuel pressure test and an injector balance scan before any purchase. Evidence of a FAS or AirDog pump upgrade backed by receipts is a strong sign of preventative care. These aftermarket kits have a track record of preventing injector failures in over 90% of cases. Always look for proof of Cummins Service Bulletin 3-37908 compliance and walk away from any RV that cannot show clean test results or documented upgrades. Chevy's 6.5-liter turbodiesel stands out for failures that can end a recreational vehicle's journey long before the odometer hits 50,000 miles. The cooling system, originally designed for lighter trucks, often cannot keep up with the constant heat load of a motorhome. Owners have reported overheating episodes as early as 25,000 miles, especially on slow climbs or in summer traffic. A General Motors Technical Service Bulletin documents chronic issues with undersized radiators and weak auxiliary fans. The electronic Stanidine injection pump is notorious for sudden pressure drops and erratic fueling, often causing hard starts or stalling. Mechanics see pump replacements at 30,000 miles as routine, not rare. The most devastating failure comes from block cracks near the freeze plugs. Owner forums and salvage auction data suggest about a quarter of these engines show that problem by 40,000 miles. Block cracks can be missed until a catastrophic failure. A thermal imaging scan during a test drive can reveal hot spots that signal cooling problems, while a simple block pressure test can catch cracks early. If the engine has ever overheated or the pump has been replaced without full documentation, that is a red flag. Block repairs often top $8,000, making this one of the most expensive diesel failures short of a total engine replacement. Ford's 6.0-liter Powerstroke diesel sits at the top of every mechanic's warning list for RV buyers, and for good reason. Owner reports show nearly 40% of these engines develop EGR cooler or oil cooler problems by 50,000 miles, often long before that in heavy motorhome use. The trouble starts when the EGR cooler cracks or clogs, sending superheated coolant straight into the oil system. Once coolant contaminates the oil, head gaskets cannot hold, and the cylinder heads warp under pressure. RV owners describe being stranded at 30,000 miles, facing repair bills from $5,000 to $15,000 for heads, gaskets, and cooler replacements. Ford's own TSB number 03-17-7 documents these failures, and mechanics warn that even one overheat event can trigger a chain reaction that destroys the engine. Before buying, demand an EGR cooler pressure test and a full oil analysis. Any hint of coolant in the oil is a deal breaker. Aftermarket bulletproof kits fix the root problems in about 95% of cases, but EGR deletes are illegal on public roads. No receipts for upgraded coolers or headwork, walk away. This engine tops the list for frequency and cost of catastrophic RV failures. Across all 6 engines, one lesson stands out. RV powertrains face unique, punishing stress. Ignoring those differences turns a road trip into a breakdown. For RV buyers, vigilance is not optional.